Calling to order the May 28th, 2025 Estacada Parks and Rec Commission meeting. Can I get a roll call? Present?
Present.
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 Okay. Could I get a motion to approve the minutes from the April meeting?
Yeah, motion to approve last meeting's minutes.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any citizen comments? See anything?
No.
I think we are B City.
Yes.
Hello. Okay, so we are the co-chairs of BCD USA. So I'm just going to give a short spiel of what BCD USA is and what we've done so far. And then I'm going to hand it off to my mom, who's also, again, our co-chair. And she'll talk about the future plans because I'm going to be graduating. I'm graduating this year, and then I'm leaving her in charge to continue this project. So BCD USA, this is a committee based in Estacada, and our goal is to create more public awareness of pollinators and how you can help support them. With that is doing outreach events, working with the city to create more bee habitat, and also we have now implemented an integrated pest management plan, which basically just means having more awareness or conscientiousness in how we use pesticides and manage. And the city basically already had one, so we just solidified it and made it official. So what we've done so far is we've at almost all of the public events in Estacada, the library, and otherwise we show up with our table and we do outreach. We've also done 2 pollinator habitat creation projects. So one is on it's 6th and Main Street, so right by across from the middle school, that little bark chip corner. We did a planting there, and then there's also a space by the library out in front by the parking lot that we pulled up grass or flipped grass and then put cardboard over and then planted things as well. So those are our 2 sites, and they should continue to kind of fill in with wildflowers into the future, and we'll continue to probably add more plants as well. So that's what we've done so far, and I'm going to hand off. Well, take it over.
Right. So I guess part of why we're here is one, the city told me that it'd be good if we came and collaborated with you guys and gave you updates of what we're doing. Merrick is leaving. He initiated this whole project, but he needed an adult on board. Therefore, I am also as part of this. He's headed most of this. At this point, he will not be home for at least the next 5 years. So I am more than likely the point person. We do have a committee of, I think, 6 to 8 people who work with us. And we were trying to see kind of like, what else are you guys doing throughout the summer? Are there things that we could collaborate with you on? Like, this isn't the arts department, but like the Arts in the Creek, we table there. And if there were any other events coming up, we would love to come and set up just to talk to people about either native plants, bees, like a healthy biodiversity, as well as what they could do. And we've got different handouts and activities that we do for kids in particular, like button making or coloring sheets. We have different books that we hand out, anything just to create more awareness and create dialogue, encourage people to create more pollinator habitat. So, yeah, I think that's just the gist of where we're at and what we're doing. And we thought we'd come in and get the agenda. So if you had questions, we could have an interchange versus just like 3 minutes speed through and go. So,
Well, we do have all the
Summer concerts.
yeah,
You
this-
have tabling opportunities there.
yeah, so any of the summer concerts you guys could table up there. And then I don't think we have anything else this summer, do we?
No, I mean, it's that, and then we want to follow with the trick or treat, and
Mhm.
the concerts are going to be a lot. So
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just the concerts and then the trick or treat. Have we ever looked into like spots in the park where they could? do,
yeah,
like, pollinators?
that's the other thing I was thinking of is just finding places where we could just,
Do more.
yeah,
Yeah,
just reserve some space to put.
yeah,
Some
so we
flowers.
could look at the parks.
That would
and-
be great. I talked with Vincent, I think a year ago, there is, Lizard Society, at least in the past, they've had a grants to get like free plants and they do like give you some like information or how to prep a site and then you have to just pick them up, but they give us bundles of like between 50 and like 200 plants that you can do.
Oh, wow.
Hedgerows or there was three options. One was a hedgerow, one I think was just a pollinator garden. But they're all like perennials, suited to our like climate. But at that time he was like, no, I don't think we could do that because I had to submit a grant for it and it was a month out. So that'd be something else. Like this year we had the 2 sites, but for the next year or so we won't have anything and those would be that grant comes around like next spring. You put it in the spring, collect the plants in the fall. So
Okay.
it wouldn't be like this October, but the following October where we would have plants and could break ground. So if that would just be like on like a side thing to think about like
Yeah,
any parks that need or that could use some
I mean, I know
sprucing would be great.
I live up on Reagan Hill, and so like I know that park over there is just bland.
Yes.
Like there's
like
no
park
like
chips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I mean, that could always use some color. I myself have like probably as long as like right here in the front of my yard, it's just wildflowers for pollinators. So
Super.
yeah, but it always adds color. It's really pretty. So I'm for it for sure.
So do you guys like maintain the like pollinator gardens or at least the
Yeah. As of right now, yeah, we've done a couple parties of like weed pulling just this spring to make sure that weren't getting grasses coming back in and the other weeds were down so that it didn't just become an unruly mess. And if it was like larger areas or like within parks, then we would have to talk to see like how much space is covering and like what kind of a space it is as to like how much maintenance it is.
Mhm.
And if that's something that we would continue to upkeep or if it would be a partnership. Yeah, but right now, yeah, that's what we're doing. We have a page on the city website. And it should be updated with current contact information within the next week. We're transitioning stuff. We're just figuring out everyone who's on the committee and confirming that they're continuing and switching off his name and putting my name on everything.
Congratulations, by the way, on graduating.
Thank you.
When you did some of these like the plannings that you have around town, did you do those as like community events or were they just?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's something else too. That'd be a good collaboration is
Yeah.
to have it be like pick out a good time to do planning and
Mhm.
make it a community event. Something where
For sure.
kids always love
Later that.
planting seeds and
or
Sure.
let the community like help upkeep it? What-
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially depending on the size.
One thing that is a nice benefit to having it be native plants is that once they're pretty much set in, they're pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah.
It's mostly just a little bit of weeding and you don't have to water it. It will take care of itself, which is a nice selling point for the city staff and having less work expected of them. With the plannings we do already have, it was a public thing where people could come and help. And we had a handful of people that weren't already on our committee yet who came and helped volunteer, who are like new community members who had just moved out. And so that was kind of nice to bring them in and engage them with something. We also had the Escada Bark and Chip, what was it, like Bark and Chip Nursery or something like that? I don't know, it's the one right outside of Escada. They donated some of their bark of the soil because we got soil and they also donated an extra like half something. I don't remember how much it was.
They gave us it at cost and then one of the workers came out and volunteered with us for the day and helped
Oh,
because he was much more efficient than we were.
Yeah.
Or the kids that came out to help.
And then at the other side, the one by across from the middle school, all the plants for that were donated from the Backyard Natives Nursery, which is outside of Escada up.
Tracy.
Awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully in the future we'd have more people being engaged, but it's kind of like just setting the roots right now.
Yeah, the idea would be that we have it's a community event, like maybe once a year to either do the planting or to go and like, hey, we're doing maintenance here. Come help us pull grass or get these plants in the ground. Whether it's like an Earth Day event or something like that. And if anyone wanted to collaborate on that, that would be fantastic. But otherwise, that's what we will be looking into and seeing if I can coordinate with you guys for spaces and things in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be really awesome.
Yeah.
We can work on spaces and then you know the best times to plant, so.
Mhm.
Between time and space, you should be able to come up with some messaging to try to get people there.
Yeah, and the concert schedule right now is every other Thursday starting June 26th. So
Yes.
you can have a table at every single one of them.
Mhm.
That information will be coming out. I don't know if it's out yet, but it'll be coming out.
Sweet.
So yeah. We won't
What
be
are the
hurting
hours
space.
for the concerts? Are they 6, 7?
It is,
Is that to be determined still?
no,
You're-
there's 6 to 8. That's what I was,
Yeah.
okay, 6 to 8. Sorry.
No worries.
So yeah, that's totally open to you guys to come out and
Mhm.
be a part of that. So
Okay, I'll send out information to the other people on the commission, see who's available and if anyone has interest and
Mhm.
if other people, then we can maybe try and hit all of them. If not, we will tag team for a couple of them,
Yeah, no worries.
at least until August.
And then I'm peace out.
No, you've done a lot with the Bee City thing, so that's really awesome.
Thank you.
Any other
All right.
questions for us?
No,
Okay,
I think we're
Super.
good.
Yeah.
thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Really
Yeah,
appreciate your
thanks.
time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And this trip back to Outlook.
Okay. Next up is our applicant review. But not a whole lot to review here. I definitely
Yeah.
think Shirley should come back to our
I was a
team.
little questionable on her qualifications.
Yeah.
No, her qualifications, I mean, 9 years. I was joking about, oh, we actually were hoping for 20. No, just kidding. No, it's a yes for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So does anyone, is this the thing? This is the kind of thing where I think we would do a motion on, right?
Yeah,
All right. Does anyone want to make a motion?
I've blanked on how to, I make a motion to have Shirley Burke on the committee.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye. Welcome.
Welcome back. Yeah.
You'll be a big help.
Yes,
For-
excited to have you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect.
Do we still have a youth chair open?
I believe we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have a youth chair. I don't think anyone's applied for it though. No.
Yeah, we're kind of open enrollment at this point. For anything.
Are we able to contact the last youth that applied?
My son was interested. Explain.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in 7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's applicant based, so whoever applies is who we consider.
Okay.
Next up, just a quick chat about Young Makers Fair. Just learning. As far as the actual execution goes, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was of the event itself, but it's kind of funny because I think there was the No Planet B thing was happening and we didn't want to conflict with that.
I think it would have
And-
helped.
I think we had it all wrong. I think it's the kind of thing that we should have done with.
Yeah.
And because there were so many people there and it would have been like, and it was a lot of kids there and it was like a good day to have it.
Mhm.
And we kind of ended up partnering with another event anyway, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot going on and sometimes we just have to say, like middle of April works better for this event.
I think
And
so.
we should just do it then and that's it. Also, let's really make sure that when we are doing our calls on the artists and letting the community know that we are getting these into
The schools. Or,
school. I think there was some. I need to find out if things actually went to the schools. I gave
Yeah.
Jessie all the info and she said that she had a contact that she was doing that and then I never really heard back.
yeah.
I did follow up, didn't hear back, but that was just more of a favor anyway. But I think the water bill is like a real big one. Even if it's a combination thing of like, here's the date and we're also doing a call for artists. In the past, that's helped a lot. And then I did email past people, and it was like after the fact, people started emailing me back, and they were all like, we were out of town. So
Yeah, I think May break, making sure that it doesn't land on May
Yeah.
break.
yeah.
May break just happened.
Wasn't,
Or
Mother's Day.
yeah, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, sorry. It was an event. I remember that.
It's, I mean, there was some logic to having it be like right before Mother's Day as like a
Yeah.
way to get Mother's Day gifts, but yeah, apparently a lot of people were out of town. So that's that. The shared physical storage. Oh, this was okay. This was actually supposed to, the next one was supposed to be not, this is not physical, this one's supposed to be digital. I was just thinking it'd be good for us to have a place, whether it's Google Drive or someplace where I'm starting to accumulate a lot of documents that are
Mhm.
really helpful, but they're in my personal Google
Uh-huh.
Drive, and it would be nice to just come up with, just have even just like a free org account that we can all access.
Yeah,
And it is things of like, emails of past participants in the Art in the Park, now Young Makers Fair. Any notes on how we do events and schedule things, like when we do the trick or trot, it's like, there's just a certain way we do it, and may as well like document it and just be like, here's where all this stuff is.
yeah,
We have some things up there and some things at home, and yeah, and basically just a place where we can start gathering all these documents so that it's not reinventing the wheel every time we go to do an event.
that would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all there is to it.
I agree with that. You can figure out the manner in which you do that. Let me know.
Mhm.
I'd like to pass it on to say, traffic safety,
Right.
because.
Yeah,
Max, hey, Steven, can you send me that?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
hmm
I'm trying to kind of come up with something like that. The Wallet Current, you guys know about the Wallet Current? Basically a city access page where they have all the information of everything that's going on in town. And people can message it, but it's not an open forum, so it's
Right.
not Facebook or anything, and somebody can keep it updated, I think. The assistance the event, it's updated, right?
Mhm.
Trying to figure that out, so
Yeah.
the information dissemination is not our biggest issue.
Right.
yeah.
My wife is obsessed with these. So I'm like, that's, there's a lot of people that know that. No, I hadn't heard of that.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he started like,
Yeah, he
I think
did
it was
the-
4
the-
years ago.
Yeah, the B license plate.
Yeah.
He was the
That's
artist that did
him.
that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they moved to town like a couple of years ago, because I remember at the Sandy Farmers Market, I used to manage that. And I remember it was his very first booth.
Hmm.
And it was at the Sandy Farmers Market. It's amazing to see like where he's gone with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she used to be on Parks and Rec.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like she'd be.
When I first
Parks and
started,
Rec.
she was on here, and her husband was too.
Anyway,
Yeah.
if you figure out a good way, I mean, I don't think it has to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to look into see if there's a platform where I can do like a free organization that's just like a limited number of members, where it's like we could have a shared calendar and file storage, and then you just keep using email like we usually do, but
Yeah.
basically just a place to.
Is Google not free?
So it's something I'll have to see if Google has, because I've used Workspace before,
Yeah.
and that does everything, but it does like way too much. So I'm wondering if there might just be something where there's like, I'm gonna figure out kind of like a free way to do it with very low complexity,
Okay, that makes sense.
and then
And we need to look at like the city has to kind of own it at some level, and then how, but
Yeah.
like figuring out how to make sure what's public record needs to be public record and what it doesn't need to be. Like there's some technicalities there that we just wanted to make sure that we're getting right.
yeah, and that was one of the things I wanted to bring up, is because some of the things like list of email addresses, we don't want anyone seeing that
Mhm.
except for so that's a need to know thing. But yeah, and then there are gonna be some internal things where it's just like, it doesn't necessarily need to be public, but then there will definitely be things where it's like, yeah, I don't know, maybe some of the instructions on how we do the events or whatever, like,
Mhm.
but I think things that have any like, PII or personally identifiable information.
Yeah.
Which I think is gonna be a lot of it, because there's gonna be even on the instructions,
Yeah.
it'll be like phone numbers and addresses and names and,
Mhm.
things that shouldn't be public, so
Yeah.
we do need to square that. Yeah,
Parks have their own.
right,
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys have to do. You guys have to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think communication wise, like, I think we would have to keep communication still how we've had it, but then that
Right.
would have to be its own thing.
Yeah, because this isn't, because we wouldn't be keeping emails or anything in there. These are
Yeah.
more just like resources for, it's mostly around events.
Yeah.
And where it's just like, here's the, you know, the same way that you might print up instructions and like leave them upstairs for like, grab this box and then here's how you like put on the trick or trot using everything in this box.
Mhm.
And how to reorder things and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not really like communication or decision making. It's just like,
A repository.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'll put something together and then I guess maybe like I'll start it and then show it to the city and be like, is this okay? And what do we need to change?
Yeah.
And then along those lines is something that this is actually, Jesse brought this up when we came for our whole annual report thing, which is an intercommission shared physical storage. There were like, well, like there was one thing where when we went to do the Young Makers Fair, I had to work late and I couldn't get to City Hall in time in order to grab the canopies, and so I had to scramble for canopies like last minute. And but when we were here and we were hearing about some of the things that like traffic and safety acquired, it was like, oh, that would be really handy for us when we do some events, or not traffic and safety, it was the whoever does the parades. There was like all the stuff that they got, and yeah, and
We talked about getting a whole bunch of different stuff.
yeah,
City's property.
right, yeah,
That way, I mean, it doesn't make sense that you guys have your own stuff, and Parks and Recs and traffic and safety need the same stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
Or the library.
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
We had. Store.
right, and yeah, and like, and we were talking about like, whether what the execution of that is, whether it's like getting a U-Store unit, like, or self-storage unit, or getting a tough shed installed somewhere. It would be really nice to just be like, to have, like, with search and rescue, we do this all the time. We have this big Connex, like a shipping container, and you can go in for different missions or training or whatever, just go in, it's a little sign out sheet and check it out. And super handy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, something like that where it's like, as far as access control goes, it'd be like the way that we do it for SARS, we have a combo, and then if you need to know what it is, then you go into the combo. But
Mhm.
if it's self-storage, we can figure out how to do keys, but the execution is TBD, but the idea,
I like the idea because I have that big Halloween thing in my garage still
Right.
because I work Monday through Thursday and I can't get to city office before they close to
Yeah.
drop it off here. Yeah, I need to get that thing out of my garage.
yeah, so not quite sure where to start on that.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. And then I think Jesse was saying that the city would actually, that would be part of the city budget, not
right,
our individual budget, so we don't have to think about that part.
yeah,
Oh,
So
I was gonna say, do we have to look at cost for, well, I mean, we
Yeah.
do have to look at cost. But it's
Yeah.
coming out of the city budget.
Yeah, I think a code lock of some sort is gonna be kind of the most practical,
Yeah.
because otherwise you're still then having to deal with availability or tracking that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing we're trying to avoid is having to come to here
Yeah.
during business hours. Because
It's hard.
Yeah, it's like when we get around to doing the sprint in the spring, there's going to be lots of like barriers and safety vests that'll be gonna be really handy for that event. That it's like no point in like budgeting for those since the city already has them.
Mhm.
But you know, we're going to be starting that setup at like 5, 6 a.m. on a Saturday. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like we're not going to be able to come into, you know, at 5 a.m. come in here and get a key, check a key out.
Yeah. That makes sense. So,
I got a list of stuff I'll bring on the sixth. I think it's sixth.
Mhm.
It says it's
I'll bring
on.
it up on the next council meeting.
Yeah.
I got a list of a few things.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And the last item on our list is concerts in the park. I don't remember why I wanted this on here. I think it was just checking who's going to be
who's
available
gonna be
when.
where? Okay, hold on.
And I realized it's going to take a moment. 'Cause
You said
The
fir-
candy store was wondering how they could get a booth at the concerts. I had talked to the owner,
Oh,
that'd be fine.
yeah,
but how would they go
Yeah.
on like? Do they have to like,
I don't think they have to sign up or anything,
Yeah,
just,
I don't think so.
Do you guys have a vendor application?
No, we don't.
Okay.
yeah, the
If
last,
you want to do vendors, you'll probably want to get that
Okay.
going. And I'm starting to get some requests for tabling. Do you want me to send those to you in particular, or do you want me to send them to the parks email? What do you want me to?
Yeah, I mean, I
Provide.
guess that's the kind of thing that can just go to the commission and we can just
Okay.
say, if anyone objects, then.
Yeah, the only one that I know for sure that I won't be at is the first one on June 26th. I won't be for that one. But I think I'm open for all the rest of them.
I feel like.
trying to find all the dates. Where'd you get all the dates?
I just remember that it's every other week, starting on the 26th. so,
Starting on the 26th, okay.
Yeah,
And it's June 26th.
I thought I had it in my calendar, but
Oh, I thought it
Not
was
seeing it.
Wednesdays. Is it Thursdays?
Thursdays.
Thursdays?
Yeah.
And it's at 6. Okay.
That's you.
We'll be at the 26th. And then next one is the 10th. I can be there for that.
Okay, so. I'm actually just gonna note who is out. So 26th. Looks like I'll be here. So you're out. July. Think you'll be around?
yeah, I don't work in the evening time, so I can make all of them.
Okay, July 10th, I'm gone.
I'll be here. Mhm.
I think maybe. Is August 21st the last one?
Sounds familiar. I'm not finding it on my calendars
So-
for some reason.
It's every 2 weeks, July,
Yeah.
July 24th. August.
Where are the events posted? Okay, I see.
August 21st. I'm like,
Yeah, the last one is the 21st.
okay. Yeah, 21st and the 10th. I'm both days where I'm flying out somewhere.
Okay.
All right, I'll be here. As long as nothing happens, I will be here for all of them.
I think I'll be here for August 1st.
August 1st?
Or, sorry, August 7th.
Okay.
I meant the first one in August.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I should be available for all of them. All my vacations land right in between.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's almost like I planned it. I didn't, but I take credit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not like there's a lot to do there. It's really just showing up. The main thing is like bringing a cooler of like ice cold beverages for the band, you know, like that's about it. Just showing support, like being present. Oh, and we should probably do a table.
Yeah.
We need more table stuff.
Yeah, we don't have much.
I have a lot of frisbees,
You have a lot
and
of
there's another
frisbees.
box upstairs.
Okay, so we have frisbees.
Yeah. we
I
have-
designed some coloring pages.
Oh,
Okay.
sweet.
Yeah, I could send those over like through the email or
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
guys look at them? Okay.
so frisbees, coloring pages, chalk.
I'm getting a bunch more Crust Cicada stickers made too that we can
Okay,
be giving out. So
Maybe some like giant bubble blowers or bubble.
yeah,
Mhm.
bubbles.
I have I have two like full on industrial bubble blowing machines because I did a bubble exhibit like art piece at Winter Light Festival, and so they're insane.
You have the coolest.
It's like way too many bubbles, but I have remote controls for them, so you can just turn them on a little bit.
We will definitely need those.
Yeah.
Uh, Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what else? I do just want to get on the radar that we should just start putting like website and promotional stuff together for Sprint in the spring,
Yes.
and starting to get through all the details of like registration system and stuff like that, and all the places that it will show up for to get the word out. So
Okay.
because once you have a USATF course, you get all these great resources. Like you get listed on like every site that research for races and stuff. So that'll be handy. But you have to have a website to link
Oh.
people to. So
Okay.
so I'm gonna start putting that together. It'll just be like a pretty basic informational page type thing. So.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else?
I don't think
Alright.
so.
Looking forward to having Shirley join us at the next meeting,
Yeah.
6 p.m.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
she's like the first one here.
I know, it's true. All right, if that's all there is, then this meeting is adjourned.